Students, in this lecture, I am going to explain one of the accounting principles, very important, and that is accrual concept. You must know accrual concept is applicable to revenue items, revenues and expenses of the business. And in order to understand the accrual concept, you have to keep in mind the accounting year also. Accounting year means accounting year starts on 1st April of every year and ends on 31st March of the next year. That is the accounting year. Keeping in mind this accounting year, we have to understand the revenue and expenses so that the accountant, the management must know that how to record the revenue items and expenses items in the books of accounts. Friends, firstly, let's discuss the revenue items. And the most important and main source of income of every business is sales, sale of goods. Sale of goods is the most important revenue items. And you must know, goods are sold on cash as well as on credit. When we make sales for cash, it means immediately cash is received and we consider that is our income. We record that as our income. But what about credit sales? It means there are two types of sales, cash sales and credit sales. Second, credit sales. Cash sales is treated as, revenue of the business immediately. So because we made the sale and we received the cash, but what about credit sales? We made the sales but amount not yet received. But remember one thing, whenever the sale is made either on cash or on credit, and it means irrespective of its nature, whether it is a cash sale or credit sale, that is immediately recorded as revenue of the business. So this is also considered as revenue of the business, ignoring the fact that amount may received in the next accounting year. For example, if the sale is made on 30th March, sale made on 30th March on credit and amount will received in the next year after 1 month, then what will you assume? You will consider it as your income, as your revenue on 31st March itself. That will be considered as your revenue and income of the current year and not of the next year when the amount will be received. Why? This is the accrual concept, according to the accrual concept. Because business is a going concern, credit sale, credit purchase, that goes on always, but revenue is considered to be received and realized and earned when sale is actually made, regardless of its nature, whether it is a cash sale or it is a credit sale. And this concept provides base for matching concept also. Now, coming to the second one, what about the expenses? This we have understood about the sales. Now, what about the expenses? Expenses may take place in two forms: paid in cash and unpaid expenses. And unpaid. Unpaid means outstanding. The expenses which are paid in cash, of course, these are considered and recorded as current year expenses. But there may be some expenses like wages, salaries, repair, and other miscellaneous expenses which took place in the current year before 31st March, but not yet paid. These expenses will be paid in the next year. Now question arises, these expenses should be recorded in the current year, they should be assumed as expenses of the current year or expenses of the next year when these actually be paid. According to the accrual concept, the expenses which are incurred for generating revenue in the current year should be considered and recorded in the current year itself. These are considered as the expenses of the current year and not of the next year. So this is providing base for matching concept. Then only then the revenues of the same current year is compared with the expenses of the same current year, and that would result into accurate and true profits of the business and profitability position revealed by the business after application of this accrual concept is really trustworthy, and that will be accurate, and on the basis of which the users of accounting information can make their good decisions. So this is all about accrual concept, students. In brief, again I repeat it, the revenues and expenses are recorded as and when they take place in the current year itself, regardless of the fact either these were paid in cash or not, either these were received in cash or not, to ensure accurate and true profitability position of the business. Stay connected and improve your knowledge. Share the video with your friends and classmates. Subscribe the channel if not yet subscribed. And one more thing, students, if the same video you want to understand in Hindi, then visit and watch my another channel, that is Commerce with Difference.